Aside from the random element of luck, much of what makes some people successful involves the cultivating of certain habits. Learning what these habits are and how to employ them in your own life is worthwhile. To that end, here are 9 habits of successful people you need to adapt if you wish to follow in their footsteps. But first, hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon so that you do not miss any future uploads. 1. They read a lot. Think book nerds are losers? It is quite the opposite actually. Last I checked, they rule the world. Mark Cuban insists on reading 3 hours a day, while Bill Gates reads for 1 hour as part of his bedtime routine. J.K. Rowling, the first ever billionaire author, read absolutely anything as a child. President Obama, Sheryl Sandberg, and Albert Einstein are book lovers too. Reading helps you learn from the mistakes and successes of others. Instead of just diving in, relying on your guts and motivation to lead you, reading gives you a mental map to bypass rookie mistakes people make in life. 2. They wake up early. Notable early risers include Sir Richard Branson of Virgin Group, Disney CEO Robert Iger and Yahoo's Marissa Mayer. Waking up early is not an easy habit to cultivate though. I suggest you experiment with different techniques, but in general, the most effective ones are: find the no mercy alarm clock. Don't hit snooze. Hitting the snooze button and going back to sleep for 5 to 10 minutes will make you feel worse. No screen or light at least 1 hour before bedtime. Light affects your circadian rhythm and melatonin production, the hormone responsible for inducing sleep. Hal Elrod, author of The Miracle Morning, suggests writing your plans for the next day. The first task listed should get you excited enough to part with your comfy bed. 3. They exercise. Successful people have all the resources they will ever need to keep themselves fit and healthy. They can afford lipo, Botox and spa retreats. And yet exercise is still a part of their daily habits. Yes, exercise keeps you fit and all that, but it also keeps your brain healthy, minimizes stress and improves memory. In fact, using too much work as an excuse not to exercise is counterproductive. Studies show that exercise can boost creativity and productivity by as much as 2 hours. It makes you smarter too. 4. Train the muse. What separates professionals from wannabes? Pros work even when they don't feel like it. E.B. White, author of Charlotte's Web, famously said, "A writer who waits for ideal conditions under which to work will die without putting a word on paper." That applies to us all. Whatever your occupation is. Next time you don't feel like working, keep calm and use the force. And by that I mean force yourself to work for just 15 minutes and see what happens. Usually, those 15 minutes will be enough to give you some momentum. If that doesn't work, spend 30 minutes breaking down the task into its basic components, and then do the items one at a time until you finish the whole task. 5. They meditate. Studies suggest meditation alleviates anxiety, pain and prevents depression. It can also improve your ability to focus instead of getting overwhelmed with everything that is happening around you. That is what happened to Arnold Schwarzenegger when he had a habit of doing transcendental meditations in the 70s. Unfortunately, quieting the mind does not come as naturally to many of us. So for beginners, you can create the habit of meditating by concentrating on your breath for 3 to 5 minutes, which is the average starting point of new meditators using Lyft. 6. They minimize distractions by batch checking emails twice a day. Tim Ferriss is famous for suggesting this in his book, The 4-Hour Workweek. Reading and answering emails doesn't make you productive. If anything, you are just being responsive. To minimize distractions, Ferriss recommends checking emails twice a day, 11 AM and 4 PM, or after you've completed at least one critical item in your to-do list. And once more before the end of your workday. 7. They give back. Successful people allot time to give back to their community by working with charities, volunteering and donating. Tom Corley, an author, states that 73% of the 233 wealthy people he studied for 5 years volunteer 5+ hours a month. Bill Gates, Oprah Winfrey, Mark Zuckerberg, all donate to different causes. Not rich? No problem. Volunteer at your local soup kitchen, help at the nursing home, or teach kids to read. Many times, your time and the pleasure of your company is enough. 8. They deliberate practice and hard work. Serena Williams wakes up at 6 AM to practice tennis, and she has been doing that since she was a kid. Even her after-school routine revolved around practicing the sport. Dallas Mavericks owner and famous shark investor, did not take a vacation for 7 years when his company was just starting up. That's dedication. You can find shortcuts for everything in life, but you can never sidestep the hard work required to build the foundation of your goals. 9. They don't break the chain. Have you ever heard of the calendar method supposedly created by Jerry Seinfeld? Get a big calendar and a red marker, then mark X on each day you work on your goal or habit. In 2 weeks, you'll have a long chain showing your progress. It will motivate you to keep going too. I hope you don't get too excited and apply all these habits at once. That will drive you crazy. Instead, pick the easiest habit for you, and then do it for 3 to 6 months until it becomes a natural part of your routine. After that, check back here to pick another one. Use the first habit as an anchor to prompt you into doing the new habit you are trying to master. For example, the first habit you mastered is waking up early and now you are trying to exercise regularly. Your habit formula can look like this. After I wake up at 6 AM, I will jog for 30 minutes. This works well because waking up early is strongly programmed into your brain's neurons, so stacking another habit to it leverages the existing neurons' fast and steady connection. I hope you found value in this video. If you did, leave a like and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and be part of the community.